I am Rhea.
And I'm Brandon.
And you're watching
More Love with R and B.
Okay. And what are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about the phrase happy spouse, happy house.
I've never heard of that before.
No, because you've probably heard of happy wife, happy life.
Yes, I have.
And it seems like that is kind of a thing that married people throw around in culture, in just typical American culture. You know what I don't know? I don't know if they do that in other countries. But I know in American culture, it's all about the happy wife, happy life. Which whatever you want, babe. Whatever you want something, give baby whatever she needs. Baby wants something, I'll give it to her.
Oh, wow.
What I gotta do. I just want to keep my baby happy, whatever she wants.
Okay.
Like, that's I'm just saying, is that not how
it's very true.
People do it, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's how they do it.
Not exactly in that tone.
I feel like it's exactly like, I feel like that's spot on in some degrees. But anyway, essentially, the idea or the thought has been that in a marriage, that as long as the wife is happy, then life can be happy. And so I think a contrasting saying that we have picked up on is happy spouse, happy house.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. I think so. People have I guess like coined this like nagging wife kind of phrase,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't realize that men also bring an energy to the house that can positively or negatively affect the house. I think even more so. I think maybe women tend to get the rap because they talk a lot,
mm-hmm.
whereas men, they either get really angry or they get very quiet, and
mm-hmm.
we don't realize that energy also affects the house as well.
Absolutely. And I think interestingly enough, that dynamic is more common, that it's the woman who does more talking and the man who's kind of just either taking it in or just listening or
Mm-hmm.
processing. However, we have known through many years of dealing with each other and then dealing with other couples, that while that's common, there are other aspects out there. We actually have a video from years ago.
Wow.
Called The Talker versus the Thinker.
Yes.
And those titles can be assumed by either person in the marriage.
That's true.
And so ideally, what we're trying to, alert people is that it's really not just about happy wife, happy life, because we gonna put ourselves on the spot, right?
Yeah.
How many times have I been super quiet or processing something or upset about something and not said anything, and it's been this weird vibe that's felt throughout the whole house?
Absolutely. And there have been times where I have been like happy. I wake up in a good mood. I'm so excited and like, Brandon. And then he's like heavy, like he'll come home like heavy because of work.
Yeah, what's up?
Or whatever. And he just brings the whole mood down.
Okay, wait a second now. Okay.
We're gonna be honest, right? Okay.
I
So I'm just saying that while I do believe that nagging people can create a very stressful house, I think all kinds of energy, if it's negative, can affect the entire house. And so I think that it's important for each person to take into consideration the energy that they're bringing into the house. If you feel like, I'm not just gonna say wives, because I think sometimes men can be a little naggy too.
That's hilarious. Like, babe, how come we don't cuddle anymore?
Oh my gosh.
Like, that's the husband talking. Babe. I cannot with you.
But I think that
very good. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Yes.
I think that
Babe.
Why are we cuddling? I think that we have to all be responsible for the energy that we bring. If we And I mean, we have to be honest with our feelings, right? And so
Yeah.
if we're upset or we're frustrated and we want to share, that's good to share, but like, how are you bringing this energy to your spouse? Are you like dumping on them? Are you waiting for them to come through the front door just to lay all your baggage? You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I feel like this is where this is where the roads meet, right? When it comes to presentation of the emotional state that we're all in. Because you would, if you present it in a certain way where you're active about it, like, hey, this is where I'm at, then you're giving your spouse, not your wife or your husband, but your spouse, the opportunity to kind of meet you, meet your needs, meet your emotional needs, whatever. The problem is when all of that kind of attention is one-sided to the wife. Well, babe, whatever you need to talk, babe, I'll sit here and listen, babe. You want me to get you some flowers? I'll get you some flowers, babe. And it's like, and society kind of teaches through that statement, happy wife, happy life, that what does the wife have to do? Does she have to do anything for her husband? Does she have to meet his needs in any capacity? Because it's all about her. It's a very one-sided situation, which we know marriage is not one-sided. And this also encourages, I believe, men to not show up emotionally, to not talk about how they actually feel, and it continues to drive men specifically into this zone of depression and more stress. You know how stressful it is to be a provider, to think like, man, like I really got to show up to work every day. And like, I got to take some things that I don't want to take. I got to deal with some traffic that I don't want to do. I got to do things in life to make sure that I provide for my family. But that's not just financially, it's also emotionally. It's like when I get home, I can't just kick my feet up and just do nothing. I got a wife that needs me. And I got kids who need me. But then in that same vein, I have a family who's like, hey, I want to meet you where you are. Like, know that when I come home, I'm tired. Know that, like, we have to make sure that in marriage, we are not ever throwing lines out like happy wife, happy life, and just being okay with that. Like, that's going to be the crux of a marriage, and that's going to succeed. It's not. Yeah. It's not going to happen. You show me somebody who's living by happy wife, happy life, and I'll show you a husband who is... I don't even want to say.
Who's probably not being honest with his feelings.
That's a very nice way to put it. I had a joke, but we would probably get kicked off of YouTube. No. Say it. So I was like, let me just stop.
I think if I had to give one general advice, it would be read the room. Read the room and what kind of energy your spouse is giving. If your spouse is extremely excited and happy, don't bring them down. Help to maintain that happy environment, even with you being honest and sharing how you're feeling. If you're not necessarily feeling the best or something crazy happened at work or whatever, still read the room. Your spouse is in a good mood, and so you want to help to continue to promote that good energy. Likewise, if you walk into a room and you see that your spouse is down, help. Find Facts. A way to, a husband or a wife, find a way to lift them up or carry some of the weight for them, because that's what we're here for. We're here to help one another.
Yeah, and can I affirm you real
yes,
quick?
Please.
Okay. So just to give a real life example, I came home. Does it even matter what day it was?
It was sometime last week.
It was sometime last week, and we have these times often where one of us will come home. More likely me and not you, but one of us will come home and it's like, we both have busy days. But I'll come home and I'll just be like, yo, I just feel blah. Like I can't even. I'm not happy. I'm probably not sad, but I just can't put my finger on it. I'm like in this whatever state of mind. And it is a low state. It's like no one's ever felt blah. Like I feel blah, but I'm great. Like I can't help but it be great. Like no, like I'm still feeling kind of low. And my wife can just be like, well, you better get yourself together because it's all about this happy wife, happy life that we live in. I know, but I have to dramatize it to make it, So she could have said that. She could have been like, okay, well, let me know when you get better.
Sucks to be.
Yep, going upstairs. Peace out. But no, she was like, babe, I'm going to take you out to get some chai time tea. And she knows I like chai time tea.
You do.
She bought me 4 of them. But it was good because it showed that my emotional state mattered to her. It showed that what I was feeling and who I am, she saw it and she wanted to do something for me. She wasn't out for herself. And she wasn't also allowing the environment to only be about her. She saw a situation where it was like, okay, well, I'm going to be active as a wife. And that's just something that both parties need to be bringing to the table. What can you actively do to serve your partner? Are you paying attention to your partner? Are you looking at them and seeing them for who they are and where they are on a consistent basis? This world has so much crap in it that affects everybody. And we're all having to deal with that. So how are you meeting your spouse's needs? It's a question that all of us need to be asking. No more of this happy wife, happy life, happy spouse, happy house. When both parties are on the same page and both parties are affirming each other and lifting each other up and encouraging each other.
And responsible for their own emotional situation.
Yes, responsible for what they bring to the table. Like being honest and saying, hey, hey, what's wrong with you? Nothing. I'm good. What? Have you seen a mirror lately, bro? Like, you're not good. Like being honest with where you are and even being able to say, like, you know what? I don't even know what I'm feeling. I know I'm not in a great space. And the other person can say, hey, I got you. Let's go out and get some tea. Sounds very London, eh?
No.
I don't know. No offense.
I think that's a good question to ask when you guys finish watching this video.
Mm-hmm.
Is, hey, what do you need? How can I help? Do I do a good job affirming you? Do I do a good job reading your moods and things like that? I think it's a really good conversation to have because, it's, like you said, it shouldn't be one-sided.
Yeah. So I think the last thing I'll say is, and we talk about this all the time, and I tell you this all the time, we want to encourage every married person out there. When you wake up every day, one question before you think about work, kids, church ministries, community things, hobbies, before you get to any of that, what's one way you can serve your spouse today? Every single day that you wake up, you should be looking for a way to serve your spouse. How can you meet a need? How can you show them that you're there for them? You're doing life together. Mm. So show up for them every day. That's what you're called to do. Show up. So.
Yeah.
We hope you liked this video.
Yay.
If you did, please do us a nice little favor and give us a thumbs up.
Yes, please.
And if this is your first time seeing us, please subscribe. We have so much more stuff coming. We just have to do it.
Yes, thanks for being patient with us as we finagle some things, but you'll see why soon.
Yeah. It's going to be some good stuff coming down. Is it pipe or pike? I don't think anyone knows. Coming down the pike.
Comment down below. Is it coming down the pipe or pike? Please let us know because we don't know.
I think the pipe has been like, you know how you be at a bank?
They'll tell us.
Put the thing in the pipe and it goes.
They'll tell us.
And it goes into the building somehow and you're like, yo, this was in the building. And then it came outside. Mm-mm. Or is it pike, like turnpike?
They will tell us.
And then... This is stupid.
So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace.